Welcome back to Doc's Projects. This time we've got a Ford Fusion we're working on. It's a 2019 Ford Fusion 2.0. We're going to be replacing the alternator. So we've got the alternator. We're going to have to remove some of the hoses out of the way. The coolant bottle is going to have to be removed out of the way so we can gain access to it. And there's 3 bolts. So I'll be showing you step by step as we go through. Ford is going to charge them about $800 to replace that. $600 plus whatever the labor is. We're going to be doing this for under $200. We're going to start it up so you can hear what the noise sounds like. Hopefully you can hear that rattling. Doesn't sound so good, does it? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the belt off. Thank you, Nick. Good stuff. Go ahead and take the belt off, have them start it up one more time, and we'll see how much quieter it is. These are pretty easy to do too. So if somebody tries to tell you it's going to cost you $115 in labor to put a belt on, I just did it. See how easy that was? Good stuff. Go ahead and start it up again. So hopefully you'll hear that the noise has gone away now. What do you think? So, we confirmed that it is the alternator by taking the belt off, starting it up. Shut it off. I don't want it running too long because I don't want to burn my hands. So, stay tuned as I start taking things apart and I'll guide you as we go. Okay, so this is a little bit of a close-up of where we are. You saw where I already took the screwdriver, the large screwdriver, and removed the belt. So the belt's already out, but see I put the screwdriver in there, push against the tension, and then I pull the belt off, and I just leave the belt hanging down in there. There's 2 bolts for the tensioner, one here and one under here. They're 10 millimeter. They're fairly easy to get to with a ratchet. I use an air wrench, so I get in there and pull those out. I'm going to be, once it's cooled down, I'm going to take this cap off. I've got the tension still in there. I don't want to remove that until the pressure is gone, so once it's cooled down. Then I'll remove these 2 hoses, pull them off, set them aside, out of the way. Main hose down here, once I pull that off, push it down. I've got a drain pan down below, nice and clean, so it'll catch the coolant and save it so we can use it later on. So this will be removed. This will be removed. Down here, try to get out of the way so you can see what I'm pointing to. The thermostat housing has 3 bolts to it. That's where this hose connects to, and then this upper hose also connects to it. So I'll be getting to those 3 bolts there, pulling that back, and then the thermostat housing, once these hoses are off, they'll be pushed out of the way. Thermostat housing will be pushed over towards this side a little bit, not too far, just a little ways. Only need about an inch clearance so I can be able to pull that thermostat out. And then these air conditioning hoses, I'm going to have somebody pull this way as I'm trying to pull it out. The alternator will be straight down there. There's 3 bolts for the alternator. There's the top bolt. It's also a 10 millimeter, and then 2 underneath. Once I get these hoses out of the way, I'll be able to gain access to those. And then, as I said, I want to make sure when I'm spilling the coolant that I try to keep it from getting on the alternator by putting a plastic wrap over it, because it gets slippery otherwise. Now is a perfect time to subscribe. So give me a subscribe and a like, and I'll be putting a lot more of these videos together as time goes on and show you a lot of helpful tips. One thing that's important whenever you're going to be doing some work on the engine or any major work on the car, especially if it has something to do with electrical, is you want to make sure you disconnect the battery first. Now, the alternator has a plug on the back of it that's like a direct connection to the battery positive. So when I'm working on the alternator removing that bolt, if I happen to have my wrench on that bolt and the other end of the wrench touches part of the engine block, it's going to be explosive. Now, depending where the battery is, normally I would disconnect the negative cable first. Reason being, the negative cable is already connected to the body, the frame, the engine, all grounding. So if I was to have a wrench on here and the other end of the wrench happened to touch another piece of metal somewhere, it'd be no big deal because it's all connected anyway. However, as long as this is connected and this is connected, if I have a wrench on here and the other end of the wrench touches metal somewhere else in the car, it's going to zap. Oh. So in this case, this is a lot easier to get to as long as you're careful. Main thing is you just want to make sure that you disconnect the battery, pull that cable off, set it aside. Now you're away from the battery. You can work on the alternator without worrying about it zapping anything. So keep that in mind. Always disconnect the battery. I'm going to disconnect these hoses And I'm going to remove this out of the way to help give me some room for what I'm going to be doing. I've loosened these clamps up a little bit already. I take my channel lock pliers, give them a little bit of a twist. You've got to be careful because these are all plastic, especially in places like Arizona, like I'm in. Plastic doesn't do well over a period of time with heat and dry humidity. So give a little bit of a twist to help pull that off. I'm going to try to take these off very carefully. So I got that off. I'm going to set that aside over there so it's out of my way. Same thing with this. Just give it some twisting. Keep in mind I've already loosened those clamps up. I've already drained the bottle. I took the bottom one off. You didn't see me do that, but wanted to get it out of the way so I could drain the coolant down into the bottle there. Now I'm going to take off a 8mm head back here. It's really the only thing that's holding this down other than a strap down here. So pull that off with my 8mm. Now I've got the hose disconnected. I can just pull this off. Notice there's a little tab there that sits down on, so I just pull it up from there. And I will set this aside until later. The hose that was at the bottom of the coolant bottle down here, I've got it stuck down there so that it can drain. I'm going to do some more draining. This is the thermostat housing down in here. Hopefully you can see that. Actually, let me get a better light for you. And I'm going to take that hose off now, and then I'm going to take the 3 bolts out from the thermostat housing. I'm going to push the housing towards the driver's side of the car a little ways. And then when I unbolt these bolts for the alternator, I should be able to pull that on up. Now down behind the back side of the alternator, there is a heavy electrical cable that connects to the back of it, and that's connected straight through to the battery basically. That's why I wanted to make sure to show you that you want to disconnect the battery before you work on this. Because when I take a wrench down there to the back side of that alternator, there's going to be a wrench on there that has to pull off the nut to hold the cable so I can take the cable off, as well as a plug-in connector also. Since that's hot, if I did not disconnect the battery, if I was to touch some part of the frame of the alternator or part of the engine with the other end of the wrench, it would zap. This is where that cable is going to go, and you can see it's shielded, and the cable itself has a black cap that fits over this. So once it's put on there and tightened down, the cap goes over it to keep it from touching anything. But down where it is, if you put a wrench on here or a socket, and the other end of the ratchet touches some other metal, you got a problem. That's why you want to make sure you got that disconnected. And then of course you got a plug-in connector that goes here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that hose down here now. And there it's starting to bleed out. See, it's going over the plastic and then down, so minimize the amount that gets onto the alternator. Okay, there's the thermostat housing I'm going to take off. I took the one hose and I pulled it down in front of the alternator area so it's out of this way, because I need to be in here with my hands. And let's get those 3 bolts out. No, no clue on this one. Here we go. There's one. And it's hot. Actually, I get to go below this stuff. Come in from a weird angle. There we go. Okay, there's the hard one. That's probably the hardest one of the whole job, but got it. And that's the third one. When I get ready to pull the alternator out, the back side of the alternator is going to be rubbing up against this part right here. So that's why I'm going to pull this straight out, Thermostat's still on there, as you can see. Now, if you want to replace the thermostat, now's the time that you can do that. And you take the other end of this hose that I disconnected from the coolant bottle, the overflow bottle up here. Along with that, try to move this whole thing somewhat out of the way. Now I should have a clear path for that alternator. I'm going to have to move the camera a little bit. Well, I'm going to speed this up a little bit because I'm going to do the same thing for both the bottom bolts, and then I'll take the top one off, but no need to waste your time watching this. I got the 2 bolts out from underneath. We just got this 1 bolt to do. I've loosened it up already. But I'm going to take this clamp off here. Once I take this clamp off, loosen that hose up, I can pull this whole unit up out of here. Get it completely out of the way. It'll be a lot easier for me. But I want to grab it and give it a little twist. I think I got it broken loose now. So I'll just do a little twisting, twisting. And now I can take this whole unit out of the way. Now with all these out of my way, I've already taken this bolt off down here. Notice how it has this plastic. I don't know if you can see that or not. You see that plastic? Let me reposition a little bit. Anyway, hopefully you can see that. There's the plastic cap that goes over it. So I got that out of the way. Inside there, the wire eyelet at the end of that is considered hot when it's connected to the battery. That's why I've got the battery disconnected. And then down below on the other side of that, there's a clip that I'm going to have to make loose. But now I'm going to have room, so I can get this thing out of the way. Let me take that last bolt out there. Okay, so it takes care of that. Now right in here, I'll show you after I get it off, there's a little collar right there. That collar is holding on to a shoulder. You'll see what I mean here in just a moment. Find something I can pry against here. There, see that? That collar is going into the hole, holds it in position. I'm going to try to turn it upside down so I can get to that clip on the back side. Get that hose out of the way a little bit. So this clip right here, I need to remove. There we go. So now I can try to pull this out as it is, and I might get successful. And I did. So this is the old one. One of the first things you want to do is make sure that you match it up good. I'm going to turn it around, make sure everything looks good on the back side. So here's the doubles down here. There's the doubles. There's where that attachment from the battery goes to on this one. And then there's the connector that looks the same. So it looks identical. This is the old one. I'm going to set it aside. This one will go back in. And then everything's going to be pretty much in reverse. So it'll go a little bit faster. I'll speed the film up a little bit so you can see the action. And I estimate that the job on this one will be about a 3-hour job in my garage without using power tools for the most part. And perfect time to subscribe and like. And I only need 12 more subscribers to get to my 1,000. So please be one of those 12. I appreciate it. Okay, I've got the alternator back in there bolted down. I got the wiring clip snapped into the back where it belongs, and I put that battery positive cable in place, tightened it up very carefully. So that's all set up now. Now I start putting everything back together on top of it, starting with the thermostat and housing. You might notice that there's a collar right there. See that? The color goes into the hole and helps to hold it in place. You want to make sure that goes in the hole. Follow the pattern. Each car is going to be a little bit patterned. It's going to be different. If you don't have something under the hood that tells you the map of where the belt goes, you can go online for your particular car. Okay, so at this point, time to double check. I look around to see if there's any parts laying around. Okay, I've got the coolant in it, so let's start her up and see how she does. Noise you heard was some of the coolant was on the belt. Dried out pretty quick, as you can tell. The noise went away. All is good. Let it run for a little bit now. Let that thermostat open up. Watch the level on the tank. Once it levels up, we'll be all done. Alternator's charging good. No problems on the dashboard. All good. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.